Hello and welcome to Python Fundamentals. In this course, we learn the underpinning Python programming skills, preparing for our journey towards mastering the Django Framework and the Python programming language. This tutorial is part of a series of tutorials. You can find the link to the whole playlist in the video description. This tutorial is from our Python Programming Fundamentals for Django Developers course, which you can find and purchase on Udemy. You will find all the latest and updated tutorials, as well as resources and assessments to help accelerate your learning of the subject. The link to the course, which will always provide the best price, can be found in the video description. So we've now learned how to capture both a true or false outcome in an if statement, utilizing an if statement and the else condition. So far, we've learned how to make a single comparison. But what if we wanted to, for example, check multiple conditional expressions? The else if condition provides us this feature. Take this simple example. Here we have a variable, we have an apple. So we build an if statement to check to see if the variable is storing the word apple, and then we print true or else we print false. But what if we wanted to also make some additional checks? Does X also store a pear, for example? We may instinctively think, well, let's go ahead and build another if statement. So if X equals, for example, pear, then we're going to perform some sort of action. One of the problems that might occur if we were to follow this pattern in this particular case is that if we were to have or require the else condition, we may end up having to copy and paste this twice because the outcome or the false condition in both, and there may be more, might be the same. So we end up having to repeat ourselves. And like we said at the start of this section, we're trying to avoid repeating code. So this isn't necessarily going to be the best approach. So by using an else if, that provides us a way of maintaining a single else condition, but extending the amount of conditional expressions that we can check. So let's use the keyword else if. So let's go ahead and finish this off. So we have our expression X is equal to, for example, pear. Then now we're going to print out, let's just print out pear here, and let's print out apple here. Okay, so you can see the else if can be before the else block, so we can utilize the else if with the else block, and we can have multiple else if statements. So we can continue as many as we need. Now that isn't necessarily recommended because Python does have other constructs that we can utilize to build patterns such as that in a more efficient way. Let's start this program and take a look at the outcome. So here we have apple being printed out. Pear obviously hasn't been printed out, and then the else isn't initiated, and then we print out the print continue. So we can see what's happened here potentially. Now let's just change the else if. And we're going to run this again. And notice that the else if isn't initiated. As soon as the first if condition is met, so this expression, once it's evaluated to true, we run print and look what happens, or notice what happens here. This is ignored. And then Python then continues with the program.